Thank you, John. We continue our series honoring Black history as we reflect on the stories of those who have shaped our nation's history. Lynne Jackson, the great-great-granddaughter of Dred Scott, is working to keep his legacy alive. Here's Fox 2's Kelly Hoskins now on Jackson's efforts to share Scott's story and the impact of his fight for freedom.
We're standing here near this 9-foot-tall monument for Dred Scott in Calvary Cemetery. Lynne Jackson says that her ancestors' legal battle for freedom helped change the course of American history. Lynne Jackson, the founder of the Dred Scott Heritage Foundation, has dedicated her life to preserving his history.
To be a great-great-granddaughter of Dred Scott, it gives me an obligation and a responsibility, perhaps, to share how important he was and what his case meant to this country.
In 1846, Dred and Harriet Scott filed freedom suits in St. Louis Old Courthouse, fighting to break the chains of slavery. But after an 11-year legal battle, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled in 1857 that enslaved people were not U.S. citizens and had no right to sue.
When people hear the whole story that I do when I travel around the country, and they really get the nuances of the case and not just the headlines and the bylines, I think they recognize that a great injustice was done, not only to Dred and Harriet Scott, but to the African-American race.
His statue stands in front of the old courthouse in downtown St. Louis as a symbol of a major turning point in the fight against slavery, fueling tensions that led to the Civil War. Jackson says it's important to share stories so that future generations understand the sacrifices made for freedom and justice.
So we do know that the courts did not give them their freedom. However, they did get their freedom from the children of their original owner. So their faith was held intact and they were free.
From speaking at national events to unveiling memorials, Jackson continues to ensure that Dred Scott's legacy is remembered, not just in February, but all year long.
When they signed their petitions to sue, they didn't put the X there, they put a cross there, and that cross was their indicator of faith that they would one day be free.
Now, Jackson says that her ancestor's story is not just about the past, but the present and the future. Reporting in North St. Louis, Kelly Hoskins, Fox 2 News.
Great report, Kelly. For more stories honoring Black history, go to our website, fox2now.com.